The last lesson, a story of language, loss, and regret. The last lesson, set in the late 19th century in the regions of Alsace and Lorraine, is a poignant story that captures the emotional weight of losing one's language and culture. Written by Alphonse Daudet, the story revolves around a young boy named Franz, his stern yet kind-hearted teacher, Monsieur Hamel, and the significance of the last French lesson before German becomes the enforced language in their school. A morning like no other. Franz, the young narrator, starts his day late and dreads going to school. Hamel, the French teacher, had announced the previous day that there would be a test on participles, a topic Franz knew nothing about. The temptation to skip school is strong, as he considers the allure of the bright, warm day, the chirping birds, and the Prussian soldiers drilling nearby. However, he musters the willpower to head to school. On his way, Franz notices a crowd gathered in front of the town hall's bulletin board, a place synonymous with bad news. He hurries past, anxious to avoid being late. The blacksmith, Wachter, calls out to him, urging him to take his time. But Franz dismisses it as mockery and rushes to school. When Franz arrives at school, he is surprised by the unusual silence. Unlike the usual bustle of opening desks and reciting lessons in unison, the classroom is eerily quiet. As he enters, Monsieur Hamel, dressed in his finest clothes, a rare occurrence, kindly instructs him to take his seat. Franz notices the presence of village elders, including old Hauser, the former mayor, and the postmaster, sitting at the back of the room, looking solemn and regretful. Hamel begins the lesson by announcing that it will be the last French lesson he will ever give. The order has come from Berlin. Henceforth, only German will be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The villagers had gathered to pay their respects and acknowledge the gravity of the situation. The news hits Franz like a thunderclap. He regrets all the times he had neglected his studies. The books that once seemed like a burden now feel like old friends he must part with forever. As the lesson proceeds, Monsieur Hamel speaks passionately about the French language, calling it the most beautiful, clear, and logical language in the world. He urges the class to guard it and never forget it, for language is the key to preserving one's identity, even in the face of oppression. Franz listens attentively, realizing how much he has taken his lessons for granted. Hamel distributes new writing exercises that say, France, Alsace, France, Alsace, like little flags fluttering in the room. Everyone works diligently, even the youngest children. Franz notices Monsieur Hamel looking around the room, seemingly trying to etch the memory of the classroom in his mind. The routine of the lesson continues, with history and phonetics, but the emotional weight of the moment hangs over everyone. As the church clock strikes 12, signaling the end of the lesson, the sound of the Prussian soldiers' trumpets fills the air. Monsieur Hamel, pale and emotional, stands before the class, trying to speak, but is overwhelmed by his emotions. Instead, he turns to the blackboard and writes, "Vive la France," with all his strength, a final act of defiance and love for his country. With that, he dismisses the class, signaling the end of an era. Themes and lessons. 1. The power of language. The story emphasizes the importance of language as a symbol of cultural identity and heritage. Monsieur Hamel's final lesson is a poignant reminder that language is more than just a means of communication. It is a key to maintaining one's cultural identity, especially in times of political oppression. 2. Regret and lost opportunities. Franz's regret for not taking his lessons seriously reflects a universal theme of not realizing the value of something until it is too late. This theme resonates with readers, encouraging them to appreciate and make the most of their opportunities. 3. patriotism and resistance. Hamel's love for the French language and his country is evident throughout the story. His final act of writing Vive la France on the blackboard is a powerful gesture of patriotism, symbolizing resistance against the loss of national identity. 4. The role of teachers. The story also highlights the significant role teachers play in shaping the future of their students and the nation. Mr. Hamel's dedication and passion for teaching leave a lasting impression on Franz and the villagers. Conclusion. The last lesson is a moving story that captures the sorrow of losing one's language and the regret of missed opportunities. It serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving one's cultural identity and the vital role that education plays in this endeavor. Through the eyes of young Franz, readers are invited to reflect on the value of language, the consequences of neglect, and the enduring spirit of patriotism.